Ahoy mates, I'm Anonymus and welcome to my dam. Well, actually today I'm Konecsin Zoltán Károly, volunteer for the StopKillingGames campaign and organizer for the Stop Destroying Video Games European Citizens Initiative. I'm making this video because Ross Scott, the basically mascot for this entire campaign, has made his supposedly last video about it, where he basically came clean about the situation we are in. Things happened then. Basically, we are in another surge of signatures coming in, like 50,000 within a day, which is nice. So I'm making this video first to give a different viewpoint from the entire campaign, not just from him, but from someone else. Basically, there is no other video from any other organizers or the representative slash substitute from our volunteer group. So I'm making one myself to give a different viewpoint, so you can form your opinion on more data, basically. Also, I'm definitely trying to farm some views here, like Stop Killing Games is a very popular phrase nowadays. Yeah, I'm going for the internet cloud, baby. So anyway, what is this Stop Killing Games campaign and Stop Destroying Games ECI? So, in a nutshell, it is what's on the tin. Let me just punch. We want people to stop destroying video games, and not just any kind of people, mostly publishers. Though, when the developer and the publisher are the same indie devs, and they are also assholes like Thor, we would want them as well to be regulated this way. What is destroying video games? Well, most common nowadays is having various video games to be reliant on central servers, and this gives the ability for publishers to just shut down those servers, and the game cannot run because they cannot access them. There is also the option for breaking the games via patches. Steam, for example, really likes to update your game without your consent, so they could just show in some patch that basically changes the in-game files to random code, breaking your entire game. They could also do this without patches. They could just put it into the game that if the system date on your computer hits a certain threshold, like 2026 May the 4th, then the game itself is going to run a program that changes its own code into garbage. So they would break the game without even their own input. Regardless how they are doing it, we want this kind of practice to be stopped. We want people who buy video games to own those video games. So when they want to play with it, they can play with it. Alternatively, we want video game publishers and developer companies or whatever to stop going after people who are fixing their own shit. If they are so lazy that they couldn't even make the game playable after their support ends, at least let people do it. They don't even need to give the source code. Just don't come after them with legal actions when they do it with their own devices. There has been done, it's possible. The best would be if they would make the game playable when the support ends, but we cannot ask for both the hand and the arm as well, or the goat and the cabbage. I'm smart. So that is us in a nutshell. If you want more information, if you want more not relevant but detailed information, you can go to the ECI page, citizensinitiative.europa.eu. Go to find initiative. In the status, search for collection ongoing, apply filters, and we are here. Stop destroying video games. You click on it, and you can read about our objectives. This annex part is what explains the problem itself, and also references a few laws that are supposedly disqualifying this practice. There is also the information about the organizers, our representative, Glorious Daniel Ondruska, first of his name. Then his just as glorious substitute, Alexei Vyasilin. I'm probably butchering these names. Who is just as important as our leader. And there is, of course, the random members, the people who gave their name for the initiative, such as myself. Zoltán Károly Konecsin, because of course the fucking EU is not going to respect the way people are writing their names, and they are going to force their own goddamn way. Konecsin is my family name. Hungarians have the family name first. Yeah. But yes, I'm there. These are the core members. We need 7 people to just start the initiative, and in these others are the people who were on the first 7. If you have questions, you can find the representative order substitute with this gmail.com email address, or oopsie daisy, you can go to www.stopkillinggames.com, go down, and here is Ross Scott's Gmail, you know, Accursed Farms, and you can ask them questions as well. Also, I may or may not have my own email address in the description. It depends if I'm going to forget it or not. Anyway, so this is our campaign, this is our initiative. If you want to learn more, you can do it here. If you want to support us because you like what you are seeing, you can click on the support this initiative, or here in the StopKillingGames.com, you can click on sign the petition and go to our petition. It would give you the same site as this one. Also, if you need help with signing, you can choose your country's flag and you will be given a guide. Now, the guides were made in July previous year, so as you can see, it has changed since then. So, when you are signing the petition, you obviously need to give your nationality. In this case, let's go with Hungary. You need to choose a document type, for example, your citizen ID, your passport, anything that it gives you as a option. There is a number on this card. They are going to tell you which number or which format. So you could check on your card or whatever what this number is. You also need to give your entire legal name. First names, family names, last names, surnames, whatever the fuck it's called in your language. It's in the stupid English type. Personal names first, family names last. You also need to click on this, that you are certified that the information provided is correct and you are haven't supported this initiative already, yada yada yada. And there is also, well, kind of CAPTCHA, anti-spammy is what they are calling it. You do it. In this case, you need to give the numbers here via this slider, so 33 or 37 in this case. Now, és most egy kicsit a magyaroknak, mert minket jól megszopadtak, mély torok bőgúnár. Na, tehát jössz ide az oldalra, kiválasztod, hogy Magyarország. Első dolog, amit ide ad, ez a személyi azonosító lesz. Nem ezt akarod megadni. Ez rossz, ez nem a személyi azonosító igazolványodnak a száma, az a személyi azonosító igazolványodat kell kiválasztani, itt a második. Mindig ezt csináljad, vagy a útleveledet. Az első dolog, az ilyen nem használatban lévő dolog, ami még régen a 90-es években volt kitalálva, aztán senki se csinálta. Talán még vannak öregek, vagy ilyen random emberek, akik használják a személyi számot. Amire te gondolsz, automatikusan, amikor igazoltatod magad, az a személyazonosító igazolványod. Itt a második, arra kattintsál rá. El ne bazd! Másik dolog. Van egy nagyrakás szám a személyazonosító igazolványodon. Az arcképes oldalán ottan jobb oldalt kéne lenni a sok szám, és akkor 2 darab betű. Na, azt kell ide megadni. Nagy betűvel írod a betűt, nem kicsivel. Visszadobják, hogyha kicsivel írod. Hogyha nagyjal van a személyazonosítódon is, akkor itt megadva is nagyjal legyen. Mert ha nem, akkor visszadobják. Na, ennyi. Back to English. So, I'm going to tell you as well, when you're giving your names, your numbers, whatever, always make sure that they are correct. You cannot change it later. If you give incorrect information, it's going to be thrown back. And also, please, if you are helping somebody sign, for example, because they are techno illiterate and don't know how this computer thing works, please do it in their presence and with their consent. Tell them what the initiative is about. Tell them that they might be called by the European Commission to verify if they actually signed, and they need to say yes, because that can happen. So don't get random people's IDs and sign in their name without their knowledge or consent, because when they get verified, they might say no, and we are going to lose the signatures anyway. So make sure that you are doing it properly. Okay? Thank you. Also, important, you might notice that you need to give personal information, like your personal ID number, thingamajig. You may think that we are just harvesting your personal information, and you are correct to assume so. However, even if we wanted to, we cannot. This is the European Union's governmental site reserved by the .eu domain. If you go to the .eu domain thingamajig, eurid.eu, which is the distributor for .eu domain websites, you can see that first of all there is a lot of eligibility criteria and abuse prevention clauses. And also, if we go down, you can see, hopefully, yes, that there is reserved names and blocked names. Reserved names are the names that the European Union's Commission or whatever reserves for their own use, such as citizens whatever, initiative.europa.eu or ECI.ec.europa.eu. These are all European Union governmental sites that people cannot falsify. These information goes to the European Commission straight up, who are going to verify the information with your country's representatives or government or whatever, and that's why they need the personal information. So they know that you are not doing an Orbán Viktor and signing the initiative with dead people's names and IDs. Do not worry, they are not going to take any personal information, mostly because they already have it. So this is a safe site, you can give your whatever. Just don't be an idiot and do it in front of others, okay? There. All right, so that's the situation. So let's talk about me a little bit. First things first, how did I get to be a organizer for the European Citizens Initiative and volunteer for the entire campaign? So Ross Scott made a video, some technical difficulties. So Ross Scott, also known as Eckers Farms, made this video, that game news, early plans for stopping companies from destroying games. So StopKillingGames wasn't even in thought at this point. This video was made in 2024, February 24th. And this is what compelled me to write to Ross, as he literally asked for this, to tell him how people in Hungary could contact fogyasztóvédelem or consumer protection, and how could they start legal actions against Ubisoft when they shut down The Crew, which was a racing game. After that, a week or so, on March the 2nd, Ross wrote back to me, asking a few questions regarding the the Hungarian consumer protection, and also told me about this whole European Citizens Initiative that he wants people to join for, so I joined. I went for the Discord server that he made. We gathered volunteers, we researched how this Citizens Initiative works, the legal background, what we need from people. Basically, this is the time in 2024 March when the StopKillingGames campaign has born. In the beginning, we didn't have much work, and this was partly because of Ross. You see, in his video, he said that his idea was that he's going to start this in a whole campaign, and somebody else is going to take the lead from him and delegate all the work, and he has to do shit, or at least not too much. At least that's his words. What his actions were is that he was paranoid of flakers. He really didn't want to give much power to people, as he feared that when he does so, and they are eventually, definitely not when they are going to leave, he's going to be left with the crumbs that they leave behind, and he has to do much more work. So he straight up didn't let other people do the work. We wanted to have a email address that other volunteers could access, so when the hundreds of emails that he received could be also processed by other people. Denied. We had a heated argument about it. We called out that he's literally bottlenecking us. He did not move much. Now, he obviously, when the ECI started, he mellowed out, as he couldn't actually do much regarding the ECI itself. It was out of his hand, but in the beginning he was really paranoid. He was really holding all the work for himself, didn't really delegate too well. So what we ended up doing is translation work in place of machine translation, because the website guy really fucking liked his machine translation. He thought that it's the dick of God or something, and it was quite hard to get him to actually change the text on the website, or say when he changes something and the text that we send back, the translation, need to be updated. So yeah, that is what we did mostly. We also, as I said, researched this ECI regarding what we need to get for them, what are the legal restriction, the legal restriction for doing it, the requirements, and that's kind of it. Every problem with the site, every question regarding the campaign had to go through Ross, and thus we arrived to the problem of him wanting to get this shit done real fast, the ECI, I mean. Because the collection period is like 1 year, and he wanted to start it as soon as possible. And that made us not really make a war plan for this whole thing. he was naive, and a lot of other volunteers, that we are going to have a year, we can plan once it starts. Yeah, it didn't happen at all. And because of this rushing and him being paranoid of Lakers, our initial start was a success. But it was a success not because of our efforts, but because of our luck. Osmongold, a big influencer, made a video covering us, and it started a chain reaction where everybody else started also covering us, and we had a lot of signatures coming up in the early days. This made us not just naive, but also hopeful and complacent. There you go. We became complacent. So yeah, that was it. We didn't do any marketing, we didn't do any networking, we also didn't have anybody with these skills or any activist skills among our group. We had like a guy who kind of works in the European Council, not the Council, he was lobbying basically. There was a guy who is the CEO of SEX, Alexei Vyasilin. He's our substitute. The other guy that I was talking about is Daniel Ondruska, our glorious leader. Ross obviously knows some marketing because of his career on YouTube. Some in very big quotation marks. I also know some marketing because I am from a economical school, but as you can see from my glorious, actually let me make my face big so you can see me properly. So, whoop. As you can see on my stained wife beater, I'm not really a highbrow, well-educated, highly skilled person. I'm literally just a guy. And so were everybody other volunteers in the campaign. We are randos. We are not activists. We are not professionals. We are laymen. All of us. And it showed. So, for the ECI, as you can see, we need 2 people. One of those people is the representative. In this case, Daniel Ondruska. The substitute is also needed, Alexei Vyasilin. We didn't have these people from the get-go to be our representative and substitute. We held an election for choosing our leaders, basically. And there was a campaigning period beforehand. We wanted to start the initiative in the summer, around June or July. We actually ended up starting the collection period on 31st of July. Anyway, but even just to register, we needed 2 leaders. So we started a election campaign. We had 4 candidates. The 2 that you see on the screen, and also a Polish guy, and also the guy that I cannot name for I was asked not to do so. Let's just call him Anonymous. Anonymous was very much politically motivated and politically skilled, because when the election campaigning thingamajig started, he immediately went for not just making himself look like the best candidate in the world, but also making the other candidates look like shit. As our system, I guess, we said that out of these 4 people, we are going to have the most popular one in the election be the representative, and the runner-up be the substitute. So when the 4 candidates showed up and this anonymous guy went full politico, he began lambasting Polish guy and trying to get our current leader, our current representative, Daniel, to be their substitute. Back in the day, he obviously wasn't our leader, so it looked kind of okay from the perspective, but he really went on the smear campaign. Like, when it came to have a Google meeting face to face with these people and asking them questions, he immediately went and taken the duty of setting this meeting up from the Polish guy who was chosen to be the guy to do it by basically peer pressure. And he did this in order to have not just power over the entire meeting, as he could make people mute, but also to make him look like he's doing the work, to cement his usefulness. So it kind of backfired immediately when the meeting started, because he went on a tirade on why he is the best candidate and why the others are incapable, and literally went the whole, you are a bigot, you would be intimidated, I am the most capable, fuck you all, not the exact words, but the same feeling. And we literally needed Ross, the guy who was just there to, listen to the thing, not even part of the ECI because he's American. And he had to intervene, telling the guy, hey, stop, bro. This is supposed to be a dialogue, a discussion, not you lambasting others. So yeah, that was a bit of a backfire. That's when I started thinking that bro is probably not what he says to be. After that, a little bit of a whoopsie. He also started his smear campaign. Not started, doubled up on his smear campaign on the server, started calling out random things on the other candidates, even going as far as alienating himself from Daniel. I think it was him that got called bigot or something. I don't know. Basic bitches libtard bullshit. He also slid into people's DMs, asking them to advocate for him on the server. Also, he used the emailing list. We got all the volunteers' emails into a file, so the core volunteers, core organizers could, tell them about the election, for example. And he used this without our knowledge or consent to email guys to, hey, please vote for me. Here are my good points. Here are the bad points of my opposition. And like that. However, he was kind of aggressive. He was kind of bad at his job. He was really manipulative, and it showed. So people slowly but surely started to think that he's more trouble than worth. At one point, when we started going after him, telling, hey, how about you stop this whole smear campaign and realize that even after this election and you are elected to be our king or whatever you think, you still have to work with these people. You cannot alienate them. So after that, he went, not double down, he tripled down at this point on his bullshit and started doing outright criminal stuff. When we had our Google Meets, either as a whole or face-to-face regarding various jobs, for example, he peer pressured people to give him the social jobs, managing our social media and whatever. He was also supposed to make a Discord server, but yeah, that didn't work out because he didn't want us to have the keys. He really wanted the power. Anyway, so when we got to have these face-to-face meetings, he recorded them without our consent or even knowledge. And even after we called out, hey, how about you don't do that? He literally did that at the face-to-face meeting. kinda an idiot if you ask me. This was the point where, to me, it seemed that the guy is literally a mole sent to sabotage our movement, or at least take it for himself and bring it to whatever direction he wanted. He wasn't here to help us, not at all. He didn't do anything that helped us. He even started contacting people like influencers, TV, media, corporations, setting himself up to be the liaison between everybody else and the volunteers. Basically the spokesperson, the position he couldn't take via the election. He obviously lost. And we learned about this when he went for GOG, I think. Yeah, basically he contacted Good Old Games, he spun his aggressive bullshit, and they circumvented him and emailed Daniel, the leader at that point, the representative of what the fuck is going on, who is this guy, is he really with you, is this how you do business? And we had to go, no, not at all connected to us. And that was a time when we started to think seriously about kicking him out. This thinking took us a few months. Now, the vast majority of people was on board kicking him out. Even the impartial people, after learning about the illegal recordings of the meetings, have decided, yeah, he has to go. It was only one guy who was defending him all the way along, mostly on the basis of morality, like, this is not how actual criminal thingamajig goes down, this is not how judges operate, what the fuck, this is not democratic, even though everybody was on the fucking bandwagon anyway. How this is going to look to others? Well, it didn't look like anything to others because we had it under rug until this point. But anyway, after we kicked him out, he left on his own volition. My parting words to the guy is coward is what you are. You are not a moralist, you were not defending somebody worth it. You were just a fucking coward. Anyway. That was Monsieur Anonymus and the Fiasco. He did a lot of damage to our reputation and the campaign as a whole. I am happy that we got rid of them. I am not happy that it took us like half a year. Now, after this whole fiasco, life slowed down. There wasn't much to do as we didn't have a goal really besides getting the 1 million signatures, no plans of actions. We tried to reach out to various influencers, TV, media, whatever, but for every 100 or so emails we got like one response. Me myself reached out for 50 or so people and got myself 4 responses in total. Not 4 emails, but 4 dialogues started out of at least 100 or so emails sent. So I kind of had the better half of the deal, but still, it's not that much. Also, they weren't that big, and I also lost one of them. And I'm going to come clean about this. It was Stop Living Unironically in Europe, also known as János. We wanted him to cover us because he was very well known, still is very well known in the Balkans. He would got us a lot of signatures probably. So I went in, I asked him, he said yes. He sent us what he wanted to say on the promotional bit of his video. I wanted to give it the green light, but at the time Anonymous was still within the group and still held power. So basically he peer pressured me into wanting to change the script of what he was supposed to say to specifically include a part where he says people to please sign it. Which seems okay, of course, why not? But here's the thing: in Eastern Europe, if you are told what you want, what you should be doing, you're going to find resistance. Like, you are not supposed to do what other people tell you to. That's the basic gist of it. So obviously, when János got back a changed script, literally just 2 words, I wanted to be as little of a change as possible, but obviously he got fed up and told me to go fuck myself. Well, okay, he said beggars shouldn't be choosers, but the underlying thing is that he told me to go fuck myself. So yeah, I fucked that up. I should not have listened to Anonymous. I should have listened to my gut. I should have given the guy the green light. Everything was fine. He was okay doing it for free. Wouldn't even cost us money. But I fucked it up. So this is the part where I say, sorry, János. I'm not going to say any excuses. I just want to beg for your forgiveness. Please. We tried to do this, not much success. Our emails were not really listened to. Obviously, we got that big rush of signatures in the beginning from the influencer coverage and the media coverage, that chain reaction from that. But after that, drastically, our signature per day count started to fall, to the point where after the half a year, we only got like 100 or 200 signatures a day, sometimes even less. So obviously we started pulling our hair, what the fuck to do, and we didn't have any organization, we didn't have any knowledge of marketing, we didn't know shit, and most importantly, we also didn't have any funding. The idea of a Kickstarter started to form, but was almost immediately shut down because legal troubles. We would literally need an accountant for that, yada yada yada. And to be perfectly honest, there was also the thing that I advocated for. If we are getting money from people, we need to win. If we don't win and got like 100,000 euros from random people's pockets, we basically wasted that money. I really didn't want it to do that. Anyway, we didn't have shit, that's the point. What we also did is, once again, a lot of translations, mostly email templates. And this is the time when we started thinking about sponsoring, but obviously for that we needed to get sponsors. And there was also some really low effort or low cost movements, like some guy wanted to put up flyers in a university or a convention. There were like 5 to 10 euro messages on YouTube or Twitch or whatever highlighted, so the streamer can see them. Basically, we were still under the 500 euro mark that the European Commission requires us to disclose if we get monetarily supported. But yeah, obviously, first, this took a lot of time. Second, it didn't amount to much. Our signatures were stagnating. We got a few bumps here and there where an influencer talked about us, but we never got a similarly big rush as we had in the beginning. So yeah, during this time, most of the work was done by Ross, Daniel, and Alexei. Basically, they were the guys who got the emails from people asking about the initiative, asking questions, to help them with signing, whatever. They were the guys who got emailed by media, by corporations, reporters. They were the guys who went on podcasts and other interviews. They were the MVPs, basically, alongside with Polish guy who contacted Good Old Games for us and also did a Ask Me Anything in Polish and also a few other things. And Austrian guy who set up the StopKillingGames.eu domain, which is currently down because bullshit. And basically did a lot of technical stuff. Me, barely bitch anything. I was just the Hungarian translator guy for the whole thing. So yeah, they were the MVPs. Nah. In the meantime, whilst our signatures were, well, kinda low, another foe appeared. His name was Thor, also known as Pirate Software, or lesserly known as Maldavius Victory, the exploiter of teenage workers. He basically went on a tirade of how we are frauds, what we are asking for will make indie devs work impossible or hurt them really fucking much, and how it is generally not feasible to do what we are asking for. Which is funny, because he was not even talking about what we are asking for. He was talking about fucking single-player games with live service elements, which is not what we were talking about. We were talking about all fucking games in general, MMOs, browser games, everything. Yeah, but he went really fucking hard on this single-player requiring server support or live service elements or whatever the fuck. Basically, he was strawmanning. He was going into logical fallacies. He was just lying. Why he was doing this? Easy. Because he is making a game, a live service game, that eventually he wants to shut down and thus rob the customers of said game. If our campaign would be successful, this practice would be forbidden and he couldn't do this cash grab. Because he's a thieving little cunt. So that's why he went on basically a anti-campaign, a counter-protest, if you will. Ross and other people, other YouTubers have already dissected his arguments and his person in detail. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is insult him for 5 minutes straight. This time a family-friendly version, because apparently YouTube doesn't like me telling folks how to remove themselves from the gym pool. So here we go. You look like a transvestite who forgot their makeup. You so ugly that if the Pope were to see you, they'd make abortion mandatory. Your face so disturbing that even burn victims look the other way. You look from the front like a cow does from the back. Your hair is so unkempt that Nivea has declared war on it, and they are losing. You sound like a Trabant with a faulty muffler and engine issues. Your smell is so abhorrent that skunks are begging for the recipe. You so stinky that your mother fed you with a slingshot and the priest baptized you with a water gun. Your nails are so messed up that even Edward Scissorhands is put to shame. You are so spineless that slugs are inviting you to tea. You are so full of shit that you are excluded from Taco Bell. Your mouth is so foul that your municipality has designated a lavatory attendant for it. You are so stupid that chimpanzees see you as their own mentally ill kind. You are so dumb that when your teacher cleared the blackboard, you were erasing in your exercise book. You are such an idiot that you are screaming upwards on the roller coaster. You are such a fool that you paid for WinRAR. You are so slow that spiders are making webs in your armpits. You are such a peasant that corn is growing in your pockets. Your dick is so small that magnifying glasses are standard equipment among the prostitutes in your area. Your riz is so bad that women in your area wear burqas just to be not noticed by you. Your only flaw is that there wasn't a shark in your mother's fetal water. Your family tree is so fucked up that the Habsburgs are filing for a copyright claim. Your mama so fat she disproved the flat earth theory. Your mama know that she had a baby when her shit started blinking and crying. Yo Papa, so disappointed that he was issued a refund. Yo Papa asked for a son and he got you instead. When your parents left you dead in the forest, the fairies sent you back with a restraining order. When you encounter a bear, they are the one playing dead. When you say Bloody Mary 3 times into the mirror, you just hear ew. When you played hide and seek when you were a kid, you were never searched for. When you enter a church, the priest immediately starts praying. When you open your mouth, planes are redirected. When you ask for directions, you are always led to the sanatorium. When you eat beans in Florida, they get a hurricane warning. When you sneeze, a biohazard team needs to decontaminate the area. If stupidity would make people grow, you would lick the moon while sitting down. If you would get a penny for every time you lie, you would be a millionaire. If you would get a cat, PETA would be protesting in front of your house. If you would be applying for an autism test, you would be put on the spectrum without question. And now my well wishes. I wish your Christmas nights to be filled with family arguments. I wish for you to get rotten eggs on Easter. I wish for your pillow to be damp on both sides. I wish your morning toast to be burned on one side. I wish for your tax agency to pester you with minor incorrections. I wish for all the roads that you choose to be full of potholes. I wish for your toothpaste tube to refuse giving its last drops. I wish your condiment bottles to splash too much when you hit their bottom. I wish you get a small splinter right underneath your nail. I wish for your mayonnaise to turn sour. I wish for your livestock to be ridden with flatulence. I hope you will be stepping on Legos every morning. I hope you will always be kicking the doorstep every time you go to the bathroom. I hope discounts end when you go to purchase something. I hope bread prices in your area rise. I hope it will be raining always when you're trying to go somewhere. I hope it will be always sunny outside when you're working indoors. I hope you are going to be stopped by the cops right the time where you forgot your ID at home. I hope you are going to be accosted by an angry goose. I hope you are going to get a sunburn instead of a tan. I hope you are going to get hit by hail whilst waiting for your bus. I hope you are going to miss your train. I hope your car will make a weird noise and you call for a mechanic, only for it to be turning out to just be a minor malfunction, but you still have to pay a departure fee. I hope for your soup to be assailed by flies at all times. I hope you will never catch the mosquito that buzzes by your ear every time you try to sleep. And last but not least, I hope that you are going to reap what you sown with us. Alright, back to actual happenings. So, there was hope that came in the shape of suits. Basically, Good Old Games reached out to us, mostly because Anonymous sent them an email and they wanted to check if they are literally the guy who is going to talk with them. We said no, and we sent our Polish guy to make contact with them. At first, we thought we are golden. If we would get mentioned in their newsletter, then almost every gamer in the EU will see it in their mailbox, and then we would be winning there and there. As such, we asked for such a thing to be included in their newsletter, and it seems that they were on board as long as we're also helping them out too. Which is why we made a video where Daniel, our glorious representative, was invited to talk him, and it's this video made by Good Old Games, the Video Game Preservation Recap 2024. Literally at this timestamp, 1 minute 40 minutes is where our leader, Daniel Androska, talks. There was also another part, but you get the point. We were invited to help with this video, and as you can see from the thingamajig, the amount of views wasn't that successful. It really wasn't that successful. By the way, we got named here. They put our website in there as well. Very nice of them. Sadly, this was the last time they were nice. After a little bit of back and forth, it seemed that the conversation is going to reach an end. Not because we arrived to a deal, but mostly because they started to shut the fuck up. Apparently, GOG has suffered a bad year, so to speak, financially speaking, and they were laying off people, including the marketing guy that we made our deals with. So later, when we asked, okay, when are we going to get mentioned in the newsletter, new marketing guy shows up and says, we can't have you mentioned in our newsletter because that's for commercial purposes only. Yeah, commercial purposes only. Such commercial purposes like marketing your social credit score for gaming. It's just called a GOG preservation program. Okay, so basically it's a social credit system that they are giving games if they put the preserved by GOG thingamajig on it or approved by GOG stamp on it. You are supposed to feel better for that game. Yeah, it's stupid. But it's supposed to help preservation somehow. You know what would have helped preservation? You putting your fucking initiative in your fucking newsletter, you son of a bitch. Like seriously, you could have made your bloody name in the history books, gaming history, that you were the guy who got the initiative, their last 600,000 signatures. That we go to the EU Commission, that they made a new law protecting games, preserving games, then your name would be tied to that. What you do instead? Give us the middle finger and promote your stupid fucking preservation program that is not even preservation, it's just a fucking social credit program. To sell the games that you don't have any fucking ties to from other people, so you can get all the fucking money. So yeah, to be perfectly honest, yes, that's commercial purposes only, because you are just as ripping off as Steam. Yeah, I really don't like them. Other people, Ross, the representative, was more diplomatic about it, but since they backpedaled, we wrote them off. This I take as a permission to shit talk them. So I did. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, we thought that after this bullshit, we are going to be saved by Heineken. They came up, said, we are offering you pro bono, without strings attached, that we are going to promote you in our gaming bars. We hope that you are going to do this, or we are going to do this, and the gamers are going to get to our pubs and consume a lot of alcohol and pay us a lot of money. It was a really easy, deal. We give our name, they tie their name to the success of our initiative, because a lot of people are alcoholists they would go to these gaming bars, they would see us, they would sign the initiative, we would win, the win would be tied to Heineken, we would be, first of all, very happy, also they would be remembered as the protector of gaming. And they would get a lot of sales of alcoholic beverages that get people into hospitals. Anyway, guess what happened? They didn't backpedal actually. They were actually nice. They were the nicest people, you know, the fucking beer sellers. However, sadly, shit happened. They had to push the start of the Z campaign on August. And as you can see, the deadline is 31st of July this year. So yeah. Bit of a whoopsie. We are not going to be able to reap those rewards, sadly. But shit happens. They have deals too as well. At least they didn't lead us with our noses, just like GOG did. Anywho, at this point was where we realized our gains are, our work is not getting any gains. We tried this sponsorship thing. We pay influencers to promote us. We barely get any answers from our emails, just as before. Funnily enough, there was a lot of people who were promoting us even without paying, without us paying them. So yeah, also didn't work. Like there was a guy that I was in charge of doing the promotion. I don't want to lambast his efforts. He did what we asked for. He did it well. He also extended the promotional period without even us asking to. It was just a gift from them. I'm very thankful for you. It is Pokash, by the way. But the amount of signatures we get from that promotion was sadly very low. Like about 10 or so for quite a substantial amount of money, at least compared to those numbers. So yeah, wasn't our best. Okay, actually it was technically our best thing getting signatures, because that actually got us some signatures and it was tied to us, not to others, not other influencers doing chain reactions and whatnot. Anyway, after this failure, Ross made his video about the campaign, which is supposed to be going to be the last, basically giving up on it. He said his part, went into the whole pirate software drama. Supposedly that's what got us another chain reaction from other influencers. I think if he would kept that out, what would just happen is Moist Critical would just made a shorter video, and that would still get the same amount of videos because, you know, he's a very big influencer. He gets views. And that would still have started a chain reaction. So no, I think it was completely out of our league once again. We just got lucky again. Now, thankfully, because of his video, which was picked up by other large influencers, Mutahar, Luis Rosma, yada yada yada, we are at the point where last day we got like 50,000 signatures, which is good. It's just that there is an awful big chance that it's going to flop, just like the big rush in the beginning. And we might not get enough signatures even with this. However, if you would have asked me last week what are our chances, I would say nothing. We did. Now I think we actually have a fighting chance, given that we ride this wave well. So that's also one of the reasons I'm making this video, so the algorithm says, oh, another video with this title, we should probably promote it. Hopefully it's going to work. Again, we still need, as this moment, 460,000 signatures. Again, we are getting a lot of today, we might not get a lot of tomorrow. this is how we roll these times. So again, I ask you, if you can spare your time, your signature, please sign the initiative. Please share the initiative. Yes, the big influencers are the ones who start the chain reaction. However, it's you, yes, you, the random guy on the internet, along with the other millions of randos in the internet, who can make change, because each person can only sign once, even the big YouTubers. So it is your, not responsibility, not duty, but your opportunity to help us out and make gaming history together. Because if we actually get the 1 million signatures, especially with this last rush getting so much, we could just show it under the nose of the European Commission and tell them, we need a change right fucking now. And considering that they are usually pro-consumer, they are very likely to do something that help us out. So once again, third, fourth, fifth time, I don't count. If you can sign, if you are from the European Union and you are over 18, there are some countries that need only 16 or 17. Basically, if you can vote in your country, you can also sign the petition. Please do so. Please also share it, because chain reactions require actions afterwards, the initial one, which is you sharing it. You, the random guys, you, the small YouTubers like Mókás, Gamehalom, Magosíté, Varga Richard, okay, he's kind of big. But still, these smaller influencers, the randos on the internet, each people who sign the initiative is making the progress. Not just a select few, all of them. If we get the 1 million, all of those 1 million signatures, all the people that behind those signatures has helped, has made history better. So, please, help us out. Now, my closing thoughts. We were disorganized as hell. We had little to no relevant skills. We had no funding. It was just luck that got us through all these problems, that got us all these signatures. I want to say that our work wasn't in vain, that our sweat and tears and blood spilled was for something, but apparently it wasn't. It's just luck. Technical difficulties, yay. Anywho, so we weren't really going good with this initiative. In fact, if it's going to be this last surge that gets us our remaining 460,000, then we are officially logged out. Because if Morse Critical wouldn't take up the video, if it was just us speaking to the ether, then we obviously wouldn't get enough signatures. It wouldn't be our work, it would be others. So this whole direct democracy sounds really good on paper, but in reality, the chances of ECIs passing without money and skills are close to zero. At that point, again, it's just luck, and most people are not lucky, like us. If someone wants to start a European Citizens Initiative, my suggestions are, before you even start, prepare networking. Or through that networking, prepare marketing. Have people skilled in marketing, in law, in activism, be on your team so that you know what you are doing and you can organize yourself. Also, very important, have funding. We wanted to go 0 funds because we thought this is going to be, well, not necessarily easy, but we are doing a good cause. Why would we need funding? People would just sign immediately when they see it. The problem was the immediately when they see it part. Most people don't see our initiative. We have exposure problems. That is why you have money. Also, you have money to pay for legal advice. You need money to traveling, to pay for ads to get that exposure, yada yada yada. You need funding. You also need help. We really didn't want to touch all the other ECIs because most of them were, kind of political, like the My Voice, My Choice or something like that, or the stop conversion therapy. Obviously, these are libtard thingamajigs, very left-leaning. We didn't want to have our initiative lean either way, so we try to stay as much apolitical as possible. Me calling them libtards is probably not apolitical, but at this point I don't give a fuck. We are not going to win with them or without them, so under the bus you go. So do I. Anyway. So yeah, we got lucky. We got really lucky. If it wouldn't be other people picking us up, we would be one of those ECIs that got like 10,000 signatures or something. Our modus operandi is very incompetent. It's not how movements should do. It should be organized. People should have jobs. People should have goals and ways to achieve those goals. Seriously, you need funding. You cannot think that you need not need it, because yes, you fucking do. You need advertisement. You need to get to places. You need to meet with people, and you need to take their advice, and they are going to ask for money. All of them. Even flyers cost money because, printing. So yeah, those are my suggestions. So yeah, that was my entire career as the volunteer for the Stop Killing Games campaign and as one of the core organizers for the Stop Destroying Video Games European Citizens Initiative. I provided you this video for context and also for getting views to farm them. Yes, I want that internet fame. Give it to me. Put it in my pocket. But yeah, our situation might not be bright, but it's at least giving us a fighting chance. So yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Thank you if you supported us with your signature or with your sharing or by joining the Discord or doing whatever. If you spent work helping us, I'm thankful for you. See you back in my den later. Bye.